I'm back here at the canvas. This is a pre-used canvas. I just painted it black so it looked nice and clean for this pour today. And this is a 24 by 24. This is level 3 gallery wrapped canvas from Michaels. And these are the colors I'm going to be using today. They're a mixture of Deco Arts, Arteza, Liquitex Basics, Artist Loft soft body paints, and they're all mixed together to make different colors. I have this deep orange, and this is sort of a purpley blue, but it has some yellow in it, surprisingly, and some white. This is my favorite color, just Artist Loft soft body red, with just a little drip of Payne's gray to make it a deep red. Extreme Sheen, 24 karat gold. Oh boy, 2 or 3 different colors there of yellow, blue, and white. And this is just a darker blue, a little bit less white than this one, and this is white. And this black paint here is just for the edge. I have a feeling I'm going to be really stretching this because I'm using a little less paint. And there is my dump paint, and that's my list of order that how I'm going to pour it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so so let me double check my consistencies. I just want to make sure that they're all correct because it's been sitting here for a bit. And just as a reminder, when you're painting and mixing, sometimes it's good just to double check that you have it at the same consistency. Sometimes it thickens up ever so slightly. Just keep a little bit of water handy and just put a few drops in and just keep mixing it until you feel that it's right. Okay, let me get my gloves on and we'll get started. Okay guys, here we are back at the canvas. The paints have all been mixed and they're ready to be poured. I double checked the consistencies and they're all looking pretty good. And there's my colander. We're going to be using this small colander on this 24 by 24 canvas. And we're going to start with white on the bottom. That's my favorite go-to, typically. Followed by this sort of rich reddish orange color on top of that. A little bit more white. And then this deep sort of navy blue-ish color. So I've said before in doing these pours that you want to have some lighter colors intermixed with the darker colors as well. So with that dark blue, I also put that deep red. And then the light color that's paired with that is going to be this gold color. And then on top of that, we're going to use a little bit more white. Just there in the center of the gold. And then the rest of this brilliant orange. And then whatever's left in the cup at this point. And then we're going to use this light turquoise. So as you can see, I used the gold, the white, then I had that dark orange color, and then I put more white, and then that light blue. Then, of course, adding the dark navy blue. And last but not least, left all by itself, is this beautiful turquoise blue. So I was raising it up and down, just sort of hoping that the cells would have multiple colors in them. Not quite sure if that's actually going to help that or not. So here we are slowly lifting this, there we go, off the canvas. Now this is done in real time. I did not speed this up. So I was moving meticulously slow and just making sure that I get all the paint or as much paint out of the colander as I can, and then placing it off to the side. So I pre-mixed that black paint just for that corner to give me a little bit of some paint to slide on if I needed to on that corner. And here we go, black paint. Again, I was going really slow because I didn't want a huge negative space and I didn't want too small of a negative space. So again, tilting it down to the lower left corner, nice and slow. Bringing it back a little bit and then to the opposite end. And once again to the upper right corner. If if you saw on the canvas, there was some color starting to pop through the black paint. There we go, stretching it on the back final corner. Now bring it back a little bit to get the paint sort of centered as best I can in the middle of the canvas, or off to the side, but in the middle. So you see me bump it up and down every once in a while. That's just to knock loose any bubbles that are underneath these layers of paint. When they pop at the surface, it allows colors to come through. And that's what we're going for. So I'm just slowly watching it. It really filled in pretty quickly, actually. I was really surprised. By the time I got up to do time lapse, it just was almost filling in. And here we go in the time lapse. Bam. See how quickly it showed all the color. Okay, let's do the wet walkthrough. See you in a second. Okay, guys, here we are. It's been sitting here for about an hour or so. I don't know if you noticed in the pour, I added some black because I'm afraid that my negative space was gonna fill in. But I was just going for some deep, rich colors, and I'm really happy with how things turned out. Those reds, let me focus for you. Those reds and blues and oranges. And that negative space is nice and small. And I'm going to trim it very lightly just to open it up, make it a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. I know you're probably gonna be mad at me for doing that, but yeah, just the color and the backdrop of all of that turquoise. So pretty cool. Let's let it dry, see how it does, and then we'll meet back up and we'll go from there. Hey guys, I'm back here at the canvas. I want to do some touch-ups on this painting that I did. I wanted to show you what I bought. These are some black acrylic dual tip pens. I've never used them before, but I always struggle a little bit with my brushes, even though I use a very thin tip. They don't stay sharp and thin for a long period of time, so I sometimes have to end up replacing them. But I'm gonna go in and give this a try today and see how it works. And we're gonna get started here in just a second. This is just a quick video clip of me using my pen just to cut back some of those pearls to make it a little bit lighter. I did use my brush to do some fine tuning, but they both worked well together, so I was really happy with those pens. I'm gonna be using them more and more. Okay, here we go. Okay, friends, yeah, I used those pens and they worked really well. I did go in with my brush and just do a little touch up because I wanted to make sure that the black matched. But I was able to draw, if you noticed, the outline of how I wanted my negative space. And yeah, here we have it. So I am done with this one. Very interesting, bunch of different colors. The pearls are really interesting too. They're all, they're really small, but there's a whole bunch of them. So I kind of like that look. It looks like a puzzle. Okay, guys, well, I'm gonna do another pour pretty soon. Yeah, I've been on a rampage here, just doing pour after pour after pour. So I'm gonna use the same size canvas. I'm not quite sure of the colors yet. I'm running out of paint. I've used a lot of my paint. I should go buy some at some point, but we'll see. I may do another colorful one if I can, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you real soon.